cowie. And so when you approach her, you let her be between you and the calf. That's kind of a natural thing. A cow will put herself between you and, or her calf and the danger. So I'll give her a little pat. She still hasn't cleaned yet. There you can see the little fellow. Still got the umbilical cord is still hanging down there. And now we'll have a look in the back door here. Let's see, what do we see? And there's nothing there. So this is, we got 3 heifers in a row. And what a lanky little thing this one is, my goodness. There, she's humming again, so she's okay with it. Hey, little Tina cow. Yeah, are you a good girl? Yeah. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. Where's your baby? Let's have a look. Yeah. See, she I try to get her. She puts herself in between. No place to lay down. She needs a dry spot under the trees there, Tina. Why don't you take her someplace nice? You can see that little pond right there. Little wet spot. Just the other side of that, where those big heavy posts are. There's a gate, and she can get out into those trees over there and find a dry spot to lay down. Yeah. Close up. Look at her. There she is. Is that your baby? Yeah. Good job. I should get her up and chase her over into the trees. Uh-oh, you're gonna fall down. Careful. Yeah, she still just learned how to walk a little while ago. Calf is born, and within an hour or so, if it gets a good nurse up and gets filled right up, it can stand just about anything. There you go. Oh, look at Tina. She's got a full udder. Now maybe that baby will have a drink. Oh my goodness. There's another hoof right there. She's about to have twins again. Goodness gracious. Okay, well that's a totally different story then. We'll stop this camera now and I'll pay closer attention to what's going on here. See her tail straight out like that? And a little bit of an arch to her back there. That's a contraction. I'd like to be a little closer so I can see. If the bottom of the hoof is pointing towards the ground, then you're for sure you've got a front foot and a-okay. If the bottom of the foot's pointing at the sky, you've got back feet. And then that situation's a little more difficult. So I'll get back to you in a bit here. Cows aren't supposed to have 2. That's kind of an odd thing, but in the process of labor, the cow often wanders all over the place. And so I had 2 problems. The new baby there with no name. Thing 1, we'll call it, needs a dry place to lay down on the snow. You could see she was sleepy and started to lay down, but then didn't. Started to lay down, but didn't. And so I brought a half a bale of hay. And I had to pack that by hand because you don't go roaring up there with a quad or something and make everybody all nervous. And so I brought a half a bale of hay, spread it out. Now Mum won't wander around. She'll stay where the hay is. Baby has a place to lay down. And I can make sure that everything turns out okay on this end. I haven't determined whether it's front or back feet yet. That baby is still not quite dried off yet. And it hasn't decided to lay in the hay, but it will eventually. Thing 1 is looking for a teat, and they do. They look a little bit shiny when you look at them closely. And so she may have nursed a little bit already, but she's looking for a second breakfast. There you go. That's working. Tastes like some more? Get it. That's a girl. And you'll notice the contractions, the tail goes down, and then during a contraction, the tail will stick just about straight out. So this little one's doing just fine. She knows where the groceries are. There, she's got it working. She's having those very precious first few slurps of colostrum. It's got all kinds of goodies in there that cows need to do well. Okay, next update. Their back feet. First it was only one back foot, and the lower one there was hung up the other way, not poking out. So on her last lay down contraction set, we got the two back feet sorted out. We have no way of knowing whether it's alive yet or not, but doesn't seem to be any reason for it. And she's still quite energetic. And so on her next lay down contractions, we have to make sure once the umbilical cord gets past the cervix that we, we don't have to be rough, but to use haste to make sure we can get some air into the other end of that calf as soon as possible. She'll be another minute and she'll lay down, and that'll be the thing. But stay tuned. Unfortunately, it's a very tame cow, but now you can see what I mean by the bottoms of the feet. You see this, whoops, a little less zoom will help. The bottoms of the feet, there's the dew claws, and see the bottoms are pointing towards the sky. If they were front feet, the bottoms would be down here, and that would be a much better situation. But these are back feet, and it can still work out okay, but if the cow's laying down and the calf comes out and everything but the head comes out and the head stays inside the cow, it suffocates. Decided to take advantage of that hay, which was exactly the idea. And you can see she's breathing just fine, snuggled down in the hay there. And we're waiting for Mom's contraction to come again. Well, you don't win them all. It didn't go well. Who's to know when the second calf died? But it was stillborn. Managed it. I pulled it out quickly once I got both feet showed, but and then I had to plug its mouth in one nostril and blow on it and tried to stimulate some kind of action there, but it was stillborn. We have one baby who is laying on the hay, already nursed up well, and it's just about dried off now. Still a little bit damp. Yeah, it's wet to the touch still, but warm is warm. You got a nice little, you put your, if you've got a calf that's having a problem, you put your hand underneath and it's like a little oven under there, and she's got a couple inches of hay to lay on, and so this little girl is doing well. And so what you do in this case is not a fun thing, but that's all part of the deal. And so she'll have these kind of contractions as she cleans, and the weight of this bit here, don't pull that on your own, because it's got to unattach from what's in there. And as it unattaches, the weight of this pulls, and it'll clean itself out. But she keeps putting her head over backwards. I guess maybe she was contorted in the womb or something, but she likes to lay with her head upside down. I don't know why. And it looks a little scary. Stop it. Don't do that. Wake up, Goofy. There you go. There, that looks better. Like a normal cow. So I often, if it's cold, I'll push the hay and up around them, give them like a little sleeping bag. There's absolutely no breeze today at all. And when the calf is wet, if it's windy and the calf is wet, well, that's a chilly situation for them, but it really is for a snowy day. Well, I was here in my t-shirt for a bit when I had both arms in the cow. So then that's what's happened. So you give her a few minutes to lick off the calf, and because there's some chemistry takes place there when the cow licks the calf, and so she needs to do that. And so now I didn't film it because I try to have an uplifting channel, but there are parts of farming that sometimes aren't so nice. And so now the dead calf is inside there, and I'll dispose of that. And the fortunate thing is that cows can't count. All she knows is that she had a long labor, and there's her baby. And cows don't normally make enough to raise two real healthy calves. And poor Tina, she had twins last year too, which is quite an astounding thing. Maybe she's a two-egger when she comes into heat. It'll be interesting to see what happens next year. But so Mom is healthy, and little no name, she's doing just fine, aren't you? Yeah. You've got plenty of heat under there. So I'm gonna zoom you guys out a bit. Yeah, aren't you doing just fine? Mom's humming away at her there, and they're bonding up. And she's a good-sized calf. And the other calf was about the same size, just backwards. And what had happened was, on the other calf, one foot was sticking out backwards, and I showed you the top of the foot, and the other back foot was forwards. And it was this elbow was trying to come out, but the other foot was way forward inside the cow. And so then in that case you have to push things back in once the cow relaxes, and get both feet in the birth canal. And then once that happens, things move along quite quickly. But there you have it, the sad story. So we'll just leave them sit here for a bit, and she'll finish cleaning all this up. And she's got some hay there to snack on. The next thing she'll need is a drink of water. There you go. And that's how that works. And we won't show you any more about the placenta. That's enough. On the Halloween one, rather grotesque picture of her eating the placenta and grossness. You can look for that short if you want to see how the cow eats placenta. It's on there somewhere. I don't remember, but last Halloween I made a short about that. And that's what a cow needs, is one calf, because if they both die, now you've got a cow that's freshened with lots of milk and nothing to drink it, and you have to go see your neighbors if they have an extra twin, and now you've got someone to drink the milk, because it's hard on the cow system. She freshens up and she starts producing all this milk, and there's nobody to drink it, so then you'd have to go and find an orphan calf somewhere, or a twin from another cow or something. There's Tina. And her twin. Yeah, are you still humming to that baby? You like it? Yeah, I bet you do. You can tell, see the way my dad used to say, when the calf starts sucking and the tail starts switching back and forth like that, he goes, oh yeah, the pump's working. And calf's got under there and aggressively after the teat, and the tail flapping around there, and everything's healthy and just the way it should be. You should just leave them alone, do what they do. I don't know what we're going to do about Bliss, because it's going to be dark shortly, and you go flashing around there with a flashlight and it makes her uncomfortable. She's already chosen a really nice spot, and so there's always this question between go and bother or let nature do what nature does. Tough call, because you go and interrupt her, and then she has to go find some other spot, and it might not be as nice of the spot that she found first. Oh, there's somebody running all over the place there. Calves will often do that just at dusk. They go once you got, you know, a group of calves, they'll like all galloping around like little hoodlums, and they do that. And I think my theory is that they do that to get warmed up for the evening. That one is Maggie's calf, the big one. That other one that Sophie had, he's very, very cute. And he seems a little bit stunted or something. He's like a midget or a, oops, you're not allowed to say that. A dwarf calf. Oh, there he goes. He's gonna meet Finn for the first time. Let's see what happens there. That should be interesting. And the mums, when you got a good mum, you can tell the calf is way faster than the mother, but the mum, she tries to keep up. So you'll see Bliss, Maggie, she'll go, there she goes. She's right behind the calf. Just checking to make sure, and the calf is trying out his new running gear there. And this guy, oh, there he goes. His first introduction to Finn. And this one here, she's still tanking up, pumps working. And it's getting, I don't know if it shows in the camera or not, but it's dusk. The camera brightens it up quite a bit. Finn, come. Right here. That's a boy. Okay, down to the house. We'll see you next time.